request that you be upstanding as we receive with the highest respect and honor. We acknowledge the presence of the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama. Let's give him a big round of applause, a bit better than that. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Once again, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Mahama.
Abusia, the nation builder, Ghana Mampane, His Excellency John Mahama, and Abedu Cedi at 60 conference at one more no. Na dwumadie one more year na mfie aduosiani Ghana ye sha Cedi Cedi. Na dano na Vice President Professor Jena no Pukwajiman eko lanche saa anniversary enedai na omo de ahyehyɛ sɛ womo conferences ahodoɔ na womo de ana Cedi na conference yi ase na Ghana mampani bekyerɛ mu sɛ ebre no aso sɛ won a edidwa edwadifoɔ drobafoɔ no womo a edi Ghana sika no didwa no nyinaa no yekyerɛkyerɛ omo kwan a yefa so ebɛbɔ Ghana Cedi no ho ban sɛ bɛyɛ sika no ensa efi sɛ yɛsɛ sika ene de akotwa sika na sɛ yɛsɛ sika puduo de kotwa sika na sɛ bewi ase na sɛ yayi sika ne basade a na ene yekoya na sɛ yɛbae eno ntini yɛmɔmɔden na yɛma yɛ ninkɔn sanso na security features ahodo a ɛwɔ yɛ sika mu ɛbɛmu ahu sɛ we yɛ fake we original no eno nso wɔkyerɛkyerɛ mu abusua Ghana News TV so medin na se fa han bebo mesro sɛ ne ndedi kan aba ahwɛ me a na subscribe na wa share video ama me sanso na sɛ send this card my Ghana mu apomɔden na download Lemfi sisi na omo run promotions runko say o download Lemfi na obo news hye mu ombeche uska eno achi nso no o send o first 50 o first $100 and €100 and £100 if UK America Canada and na say Europe bia na ade a ombebo ho e de ama wa sika o send ye ni nyina no wombesan de ade nyina ama ne wa bra ya o send koma nipa no nso omo de na ade be ma no we promotion as Accra runko a womo ye 100% of usika and omo refund the amount download the Lemfi na nyame ya adom ne nipa 200 omo select no woko kan ho bia na wetimi enjoy sa promotion abusuan yenko ne yenti Ghana mampani senia o say ye
to pick a number from my assistant so that he can come and see me. As I normally do, my presentation will be in two parts, my prepared speech, and then I normally have a few reflections before I inflict my speech on you. My mother died in 2016, in June, and I looked after her. And until she died, she had a very interesting way of counting her money. For her, the 20 Cedi note was £1. So if I gave her 100 Cedi notes, for her it was £5. And so 1,000 Cedis was £50. And until she died, that was the way she would count her money. And so people have their different way of accounting for their money. And I find it strange that even today, I think this current phase of the Cedi was introduced in President Conf's time, I think in 2007, if I'm not mistaken. And so redenomination of the Cedi. And yet it's very interesting. You go to a funeral, I was at a funeral, and somebody donated 100,000 CDs. And when it was announced, oh, so was giving 100,000 CDs, the whole place was quiet. Because I thought the guy deserved a very big round of applause. Apparently, they didn't understand what 100,000 CDs was. So when the MC said, Namon Preno, Nipa ma 1 billion CDs. And I said, 20 years on, we still are calculating in 1 billion CDs instead of 100,000 CDs. I think that we must try and move on and call the CD for what it is. And then also, in the past, when we traveled with our security and drivers and others, and they got their per diem, maybe $500 or $1,000, whatever it is. Anytime they went to the shop to buy a few things and bring home, they always use their calculator on their phone. And so if they see a shoe and they say, oh, the shoe is 120 pounds, they will calculate 120 pounds into CDs and say, what? When they see how many CDs they will get for this shoe, they will make job, coffee. And I'm sure that they will not be very happy with the Bank of Ghana and Governor Asiama, because now when they use that calculator, it will not be as much as it used to be before. A relative of mine was going to buy a car and asked for an invoice from one of the car dealers. And when the invoice came, showed it to me. And I was surprised to note that the invoice was quoted in cedis, no dollars. A few years ago, if you were going to buy a car, the invoice they'll give you is quoted in dollars. Today, people are quoting in cedis, even house rents. You want to pay in dollars, it says, no, you pay me cedis. I just want to say that the governor and all your people, your team at the Bank of Ghana, the Ministry of Finance, Bank of Ghana, the Ministry of Finance, Ghanaians are grateful to you for the management of our currency. I think that a lot of respect has returned to our currency, and it's my hope that you don't have excess liquidity, all those words you people have, open market operations, whatever those your technical jargons are, whatever you're doing, continue doing so that the CD is respected. And so allow me to proceed on established protocol and acknowledge the governor and your team and our visitors from outside, currency research, and all of you, and thank you for putting up this conference. And so it's a profound honor for me to join you for this historic CD at 60 International Conference, a gathering of leaders, innovators, policymakers, and practitioners whose work influences the past, present, and the future of money. I wish to commend the Bank of Ghana and the currency research team for uniting such a distinguished community to discuss the evolving framework for currency management, monetary governance, and digital finance. Your deliberations over the next 2 days reaffirm a fundamental truth that the future of money is inextricably linked to the future of national development, institutional credibility, and global economic integration. 60 years ago, Ghana took a bold and sovereign step by introducing the cedi, not merely as a unit of account or a medium of exchange, but as a declaration of independence, our identity, and the capacity of our state. And so the cedi symbolized our national aspiration to govern our own affairs, regulate our markets, and stand shoulder to shoulder with other nations in managing our own monetary destinies. Over 60 years now, the Cedi has, one, anchored the conduct of our monetary policy. It has shaped the expectations of households and businesses. It has absorbed shocks, domestic, regional, and global, and symbolized the resilience of the Ghanaian economy and the Ghanaian people. And so the Cedi at 60 is therefore more than just a celebration. It is a moment for analysis. It is a chance to consider what our currency stands for, how it has developed, and how it must be fortified for the years ahead. This conference takes place against the backdrop of a rapidly shifting global monetary landscape, from the rise of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, to the accelerating adoption of digital payments, from increasing cyber vulnerabilities to the renewed role of cash as an anchor of resilience during crisis. The world is witnessing the emergence of a hybrid monetary ecosystem. And in this new paradigm, cash, electronic payments, and digital assets coexist. Traditional models of monetary policy are being tested. Trust in and this new reality places a significant responsibility on our central banks, not just as regulators of money, but as guardians of trust. And so this conference provides Ghana and Africa with an invaluable platform for evidence-based dialogue, comparative learning, and forward-looking policy innovation. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the importance of this engagement is heightened by Ghana's notable progress over the past 10 months in achieving macroeconomic stability and restoring confidence in our economy and our currency. And so allow me to highlight some key developments. One, macroeconomic stabilization through disciplined fiscal consolidation, increased domestic revenue mobilization, prudent expenditure rationalization, and better coordination between fiscal and monetary authorities. Through this, we have restored balance and reduced uncertainty. Inflation has continued to decline, and expectations are more firmly anchored today. The second is the strengthening of the Cedi. Improved forex liquidity management, enhanced reserve buffers, and the regulatory reforms have contributed to significant exchange rate stability, which is critical for business planning, investment decisions, and public confidence. And the next is rising confidence indicators. Business sentiments, consumer surveys, and investment outlook reports all indicate a steady recovery of our economy. Our development partners, the financial markets, and the global rating agencies have acknowledged these reforms. And so these efforts have culminated in a significant sign of credibility. Ghana's sovereign rating by S&P was upgraded recently from CCC+ / C to B- B with a stable outlook on 7th November 2025. And that is why I give credit to our finance ministry and our central bank, the Bank of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an affirmation that our fundamentals are strengthening and that we're on a clear path of recovery. These gains must be protected, consolidated, and expanded through policy discipline and institutional coherence. A core principle of effective economic management is an independent, credible, and professionally insulated central bank. And so let me state unequivocally that the government of Ghana is firmly committed to safeguarding the independence of the Bank of Ghana. A strong anchoring inflation expectations, for maintaining exchange rate stability, from enhancing investor and market confidence, and ensuring long-term policy credibility. This is not a matter of personal preference. It is an economic necessity. A modern currency regime requires not only strong institutions, but also an informed and responsible public. I therefore urged the Bank of Ghana to strengthen nationwide public education in 3 critical areas. The first is promoting the use of the cedi in all domestic transactions. Using the national currency strengthens economic stability and reduces unnecessary exposure to exchange rate volatility. The second is improving currency handling practices. Poor handling practices increase printing costs, shorten the life of the currency notes in circulation, and undermine currency integrity. We must promote respect, proper storage, and responsible use of the Ghanaian cedi. And the third is enhancing financial literacy. An informed citizenry is better able to prevent fraud, demand accountability, and bolster the financial ecosystem. So public education must extend to schools, to the markets, to transport unions, to digital platforms, and especially to rural communities. Now one will ask, why does the cedi at 60 milestone matter? The 60th anniversary of the cedi is of deep national and policy relevance. It is a moment to assess the evolution of our monetary framework and draw lessons for future reforms. A currency is ultimately a social contract built on confidence, credibility, and transparency. And this conference will inform the next generation of reforms, ensuring that the cedi remains robust, secure, and relevant. And I'm confident that this conference will contribute meaningfully to promoting peer learning among central banks, driving innovation in currency design, security, and management, enhancing cross-border payment interoperability, strengthening regulatory frameworks for fintech and digital currencies, positioning Ghana as a regional financial and fintech hub, ensuring and shaping Africa's role in the evolving global monetary order. Ladies and gentlemen, the results of your deliberations today will affect not only policy decisions, but also the long-term path of the cedi and other African currencies. The endorsement of the African Continental Free Trade Area by a large majority of African countries has opened up the opportunity for the world's largest common markets to be established. However, for goods to be traded seamlessly across the continent, it is essential for us to have businesses to transact using their own currencies. And this has led to the establishment of the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, the PAPS. And so I expect this payment system to engage your attention at this conference as a catalyst for settling transactions as businesses and countries exchange products across Africa under the African Continental Free Trade Area. And so as I conclude, we commemorate the cedi at 60. Let us commit ourselves to shaping a currency and an economy that reflects the hopes and aspirations of our people. The next chapter of the cedi will depend on 1, sustained macroeconomic discipline, 2, a strong and inclusive financial sector, 3, technological innovation and digital transformation, 4, enhanced public literacy and responsible currency use, and 5, an unwavering, independent, confident central bank. And so my government remains resolutely committed to these pillars, and we shall support our central bank, maintain the trust of our people in our bank in order to make it carry out its rightful mandate. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor to declare the cedi at 60 International Conference duly opened, and I thank you. May God bless the Bank of Ghana. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. I thank you. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Your Excellency. May we...
So send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha usulem fai say ye fia wo pese wo nto usulem fai edan ya na say japade a wani da so a wo pese oto Africa ha no usulem fai say wo send sika ama odofo e de aboa no wo Africa ha usulem fai sanso e na say wo tie obi school fees ama no a usulem fai nyenti amekanfo lem fai ama one say utimi send sika e fa lem fai so a e ma ne begu bank account mu sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mu eno achi nso no de bia lemfai e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a wo sende a wo benya lemfai e secured na wo sende sika enche na nipa wo sende ama no ne nsa aka lemfai wo USA Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal, and France. What the Lemfi send this car? Unchiare. Bombardier they use me code NEWS News. Now say any day they can register or Lemfi so unya bonus. Sanso and I use to chance so ya wo bonuses ahodwa ya dema.
Jina Amanado, a Bank of Ghana Amanado. Doctor Asiama Sempremo. On an penny for Nina Nemo, a Mama Penny Aquaba. Amanoni Adisiamo Shiamo, a man may. Yanum Santra for a mamma trasio. A black acania, a beshia fidiaimo. Ninaya Sikai child or Maimon 1965. I be drew 2025. If you have your senior. To brafo biba wa menmu kana bo modna je fa hundie an wo twa sa sikai an sai be braba nanso ya mamra anyira amani anyira nti amrado obetra simpie no so no waya adwene se ye be shefa afanse yimu ya be hwe yachi ni adwa ba bia ya duro ani ba bia ya kro o me bia nkoso agina ni sika asam so ni ayentete said ye beye bitima kresika na enye fi obi sei sika ye sei sika twa sika aya adwempa na ba konfo nso nwene ba konsusu to aton sa fere wiase nyina sabomla ni encha adwene ni nyina mo mani yi ayontira wo said ye beye and I'm afraid I Nenchimanya ni daso Intinia Beshia me Nasano menina ye Yakika Frunia Kamadam Pine Yaya Yasha or my penny John Mahama Yadi Ashan Yam maybe I saw me so. Yes, Asiano Bibinti Osmana Bedi Achre near the Quavier a man penalty and a moaba fidiamo. Nina, woman, year and throw to a man penny. Yaton South from say, remember now, Namajo Tata if it's a brass on Sawakasa. John Dramani Mahama. Our Tosumi and no. Bama could do for Bama won't fair way. As a member of Namajo Tata, Miss Ibra Ubeunu 20 na yade wagina kono. Yes, I am a man. The cross of my feel Accra. Koni mo sa me na wase. Asa na me de me nnwuma ya kwa wi ayi. Eno ma nanam de gyaye no. Aya ma koma ko duonu 20 instruments. Ya tuna jeje mu akwasi kokko de ne yebo. Enti ade a me de to anim ne se. Ya mo ho ban preservation. Me ba wonche aye ma me kwai ma me ma. Mo say me bire. Enti Dr. Asiama ma me kwai na me de to anim. Say no man nanam di giaye. Ya bo ho ban ya beboa. If you say no so a creative job. Na ma ba he Dr. Asiama me nkomo be ye de ene. Enti say ya hwa pa ni ya. Ababo amen. Wonso wani ji amamla ne amane ehunti me de masem ya to anim. Me nim de ya wo kyena be wo. Nti na me de to anim. Me nim se wo betia me. Anya sa nananom be di yi a. Nti na me frafra wo se ya konto friends ya no patututu ba mene ebledro kase. Mon fan sambo nshia no.
Ladies and gentlemen, give him a big round of applause. And for some of our international visitors, all you need to say is Aiko. So to our international visitors, say Aiko. One more time, Aiko. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for opening Osai Crunching Seprewa. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A big round of applause once again for the President of the Republic of Ghana, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana and his first deputy, and the Currency Research Team. Your Excellency, thank you very much. We're most grateful for your time. But we'd like to steal one more minute of yours, sir. One more minute, sir. One last picture. Thank you. Can we please give him a big round of applause for being so gracious and kind? We do know that he has a very busy schedule. Okay, so on that note, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. May we please have our national anthem. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. One more time, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Mr. John Mahama.
So send this Kefiamanoni ab Africa ha, you slemfy. Say ye fear, wo pese won tono, you slemfy. A dan ya na say Japadia, when it does so our person to Africa ha no, you slemfy. So send this ika amodofo e de aboano wo Africa ha. You see them five. Sanso and as a uchi school fees amanoa. You see them five. Yenti ame kamfo lem five ama on say. Utimi send this car. Efa lem five so e money begu bank account me. Sanso and etimi begu mobile money account me. And we chin so no. They be a lem five our daily rate. E ma hu sika dodo a o send dia ubenya. Lem five e secured. Na o send this car and check na nipa o send dia mano no. Ne nsaka. Lemfi wɔ USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal, and France. What the Lemfi send this car? Untua hwe. Bomadian dey use me code NEWS news. Na say any day they can register or Lemfi so a unya bonus. Sanso and use chance so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma.
Menu makwekwe sa sempa kania. Se menam na meti asempa no ma mo amane a na ma no keka me. Anyem bia what ANS Trading Agency Limited nka. Se wo ka se door to door for no de na e watwa. E sense wo bia ne wa wo se wo sa door to door business nim. Wo nneoma wo UK a wo de kwa Ghana. Ana se Germany a wo de kwa Ghana. 3 to 5 weeks e be kwa kodu nipa ne puna no se try. Na de mo demo sronko wo se adwuma de we mu ne se wo mo bo no. E da form se boko. ANS Trading Agency Limited. E wo air freight special service. And nneoma ne ye de be fa plane. Entintempa na akwa Obetima for South Africa, we also the new free Ghana, Aqua UK, and Germany. FAGG them, which are also in a year, I mean drop a bomb. ANS Trading Agency Limited pair, and a 40-footer, any 20-footer container. FA UK, Edico Ghana, and Germany, Edico Ghana. Oma Manuel Mayemre, import to, export to, them there for you. Omo Ghana Namani, 0249 170 423. UK has over Freya 0790 802 7527. Germany 09173 771 2733. Ubenya ANS Trading Agency Limited. Our West Croydon ANS Trading Agency Limited. Quantum Brantem. Wana beboya baso. Maybe next time in your fill up from the bebro.